Hey there, my name is Przemek, Santa Sangre magazine. Welcome back. It's been a while since the last video, almost a month I think, but you know, end of the year, holiday season, I thought I would just take a break, but now I'm back with the first video in 2024, which will be my summary of 2023, music summary. It was quite a stable year for Santa Sangre, with videos appearing on a quite a regular basis. Sure, I would hope for more views so that I can reach at least 100 for each video, but as long as I enjoy recording, I will do it even for 2 views. You know, there are still technical issues to improve. I'm aware of that, and I'd like to do something about it eventually in 2024. We will see. What makes me very happy is the kind of resurrection of the blog, thanks to Andrew and Benny. Written reviews have started appearing again, and I'm very grateful to the guys for that. Personally, I am focusing on the video at the moment, but maybe I will write something in the future as well. We'll see. And of course, the Bandcamp release, Voices from Beyond, compiled by me, turned out to be pretty great. There's a lot of fantastic music there, and this organizing the whole thing is something I enjoy so much. So I'm also going to release another one someday this year. If you haven't checked Voices from Beyond yet, I highly recommend it. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. Okay, now about this year's music. Well, there were some cool things, maybe not as many as in the previous years, but it may be due to the fact that I had a bit less time to discover new music, and I'm pretty certain that I missed something cool somewhere on the way. For example, a moment before recording this video, I listened to last year's reissue of the album Sol Levit by the Costa Rican project EUS, and it is absolutely great music, but you know, I won't include it on this list because well, it's 2024 when I listen to this for the first time. And also I've listened to it only once, so it has to kind of settle in my head. And there are certainly more such albums, like First Name that comes to my head. I haven't had time to get acquainted with the new Biosphere album, Inland Delta, but from the few fragments I have heard, it looks like it will be a very good stuff. Also, another missed album by me is Lunit Swin Sleep Research Facility, a split released by Cold Spring. Also, I listened to it only once so far, yesterday, so yeah, there is still a lot to catch up. So this video is a list of the albums I listened to the most and I liked the most. I may have forgotten something, but I think this list is fairly accurate. Okay, let's begin with 2 albums that stand out on my list, and I give them unofficial first place, ex aequo. I will discuss the remaining albums in random order after these 2, more or less dividing them, let's say, by genre. The first one is, in fact, the reissue, Asia Nova, Burns Alive, released by Avalanche Recordings. The reissue of hard to find material from 2008 by Discorporeality Recordings is, as they say, Burns Alive is the live document of this famous act and one of the most important ambient bands from early 90s. Pure bliss and experience, recorded live during the Pratsayana tour in 2007. First release appeared in 2008 as CDR on Discorpo Reality Recordings. Asia Nova is a trio of Bonnie McNairn, Jim Wilson. You may know them also from the project Voice of I. And the third member of the group is Ur Thrall. Their music is a combination of American ambient in the style of Robert Rich or Steve Roach, and dark ambient, sometimes enriched with tribal elements, but all presented in a very surreal, dreamlike form. Asia Nova sound is very specific, dare I say, unique. And what we get on Burns Alive is Asia Nova at its finest. All the elements typical of the group are turned up to the maximum, and since I got the album, I've been listening to it practically all the time. It's a dreamy journey that I want to go again and again without any break. So yeah, I know it's not a new material, but I didn't know it before, and since the reissue is from this year, I have no problem with including Burns Alive on this list. The album was released by Danish label Avalanche Recordings. There will be a feature video of this label in January or February on the channel. Yeah, I wanted to do it in December, but I couldn't make it. Either way, for me, it's one of the two best albums of 2023. The other one is Vestigial Spectra, Nadia Phone Limbs collaboration. Nadia, you know, extreme drone doom from Canada, although now they are based in Berlin, if I'm not mistaken. And at the same time, one of my favorite projects ever. Phone Limbs, also Canadians who dabble in math, grind hardcore. I would lie saying that I knew this band before. I didn't, but after this album I will definitely look for their earlier releases, because this album is great. I think it's exactly what you could expect from these two projects. Phone Limbs, fast, brutal, and at the same time cutting precisely like those robots from movie Screamers, soulless killing machines. And Nadia, an abyss of heavy guitars like lava, extremely hot, consuming subsequent swaths of land, and at the same time she can be sometimes tender, ethereal, beguiling you only to have phone limbs cut your body into little pieces a moment later. I haven't heard such an effectively and creatively complementary collaboration for a long time. Really great album. Asia Nova, Burns Alive, Nadia, Phone Limbs, Vestigial Spectra, my two favorite albums of 2023. Let's move on to the others. I won't say much about Dark Ambient, but not because it was a bad year from a genre, for the genre. I simply discussed the albums that I liked the most on the channel, and I don't want to repeat myself. But I must highlight the Swedish triumvirate from Cyclic Low, Desideri Marginis, Serenity Rage, Syncedus, Modus Vivendi, and Litum, Dreams and Illusions. Each subsequent album of each of these projects is a small celebration for a Dark Ambient fan, and here we have such an accumulation, such a jackpot. All three of them share this common Scandinavian feeling, this sad, cold but not devoid of melody, atmosphere. But each of them achieves this effect with slightly different means of expression. And in my opinion, they all created one of their best works in their discographies. Well, okay, Syncadus had it easier because it's only the second album of the project, but Serenity Rage by Desideri Marginis, I think this is Johan Levin's best album since Seven Sorrows, I think. Letum too, an incredibly mature, well thought out, extraordinary album. Yeah, I don't want to repeat myself here. If you want to know more about what I think, check the video reviews of Serenity Rage, Modus Vivendi, and Dreams and Illusions. I also leave the links in the description of this video. I will also highlight two more albums here, also great, also reviewed by me on the channel. But I spent with them more time with the others, and decided to mention them here. One from Winterlight, one from Cry Chamber. Actually, this year I've read a lot of hard sci-fi novels, and both these albums were great as reading soundtracks. This was Aetherium Nebula, Glacialis Mundi, and this compilation, Mercury Mission Diaries. Beautiful cosmic atmospheres, fantastic production. What else you could want? You can find my detailed opinion on both albums in the video reviews, so again, I leave the links in the description. Moving away from dark ambient, but staying in electronic music, I must mention the album that took me a bit by surprise. It's a digital only release, and to be honest, I thought that the artist responsible for it had retired a long time ago, but apparently he didn't. As after a long break in 2019, this musician resumed his career and released a whole lot of albums since then that I will be all of them discovering this year. But in 2023, in October, I think, I came across one of them by accident, and I must admit that I was enchanted by it. Who am I talking about? Tom Brennan and his work titled Wavemaker. 10 or 15 years ago, I listened to Brennan's organic ambient a lot. For example, his album Mist, and the sound of his drones suited me incredibly well. A really great atmosphere. Wavemaker, on the other hand, is something different. It's electronics based on the sounds of analog synthesizers, very Berlinish in atmosphere, sci-fi, cyberpunk, sequencer melodies, space soundscapes. Klaus Schulze, Vangelis, it could be like a Blade Runner alternative soundtrack. It's nothing new, nothing really original, but it's absolutely thrilling stuff. I don't think I've heard anything so cool when it comes to vintage analog electronics in quite a while. As I say, Tom Brennan is quite prolific these days. Wavemaker is from October, and I see on his Bandcamp that he already released another one, Argo. So yeah, a lot to catch up. In terms of neofolk, it wasn't a year that particularly captivated me. The new album by Rome, nice, with a lot of hits, conceptually up to date, but rather far from my favorite Jerome's works. Spiritual Front recorded an album with covers of The Smiths. That was the album that only Spiritual Front needed, I guess. Of the One on the Moon, Behold the Trees is more like a spoken word folk ambient. Nothing really special for my taste. I listened to a few or more than a few other albums. Some of them was quite good, but they weren't particularly memorable, except one, a one-man project from Puerto Rico. The album is called Misterios de Ilurbeda, and the project is Falgar. I would dare to say that he's currently my favorite neo-folk artist, because I also featured his previous album, Recuerdos del Inframundo, in my top list 2 years ago. And it's a simple music, but so wonderful. Only an acoustic guitar with a slightly Iberian tint, simple keyboard soundscapes, a lot of reverb and deep male Spanish voice. And so much sadness, so many emotions, some fragments really touched me like no music has done it in quite a while. I'll absolutely recommend it. Falgar, Misterios de Ilurbada. This year also I listened to more metal stuff than in 2022 or 2023, 2021, and there were a few albums that really stuck with me. In my opinion, the best metal album this year is Dirt Heimsgard Black Medium Current. I must admit that I've been a fan of this group for years, almost from the beginning. I loved Monumental Possession, 666 International, also this previous one, Umbra Omega. And in my opinion, Black Medium Current is even better than Umbra Omega, more accessible than its predecessor, often referring to the band's past, even the very early past, but also often gripping, surprising, proving that Dot Heimsgard still holds its own. A few moments on this album, such as those specific quasi-choral chants in Tanke Spinneres Smerte, simply make me very happy person. An excellent album. I also listened a lot to the album Koniec Wakacji by Gruzja. Koniec Wakacji means end of summer holidays in Polish language. And it surprises me a bit because Gruzja is not my style, it's black metal mixed with punk, with rock and roll, and lots of references to old and new Polish pop culture and politics, although this last album also contains industrial and even synthwave elements. But as I say, it's not the kind of music I listen to every day. But here it somehow worked for me. These are cool, catchy songs that also help me to get through a very difficult time this year, because a few months ago I crashed my car, and for some time I was forced to use public transport, and Gruzja accompanied me on my way home from work almost every day. And somehow their music made this route seems shorter and more pleasant. And for that alone, it deserves a place on this list. Plus, the whole situation mentioned a moment ago means that statistically, Koniec Wakacji was my most listened album this year, almost every day. For a month and a half or something. Yeah. When it comes to the music closer to mainstream, if I were to point one album out, it would probably Arabrot of Darkness and Light. It is some kind of dark rock with a touch of gothic. The closer to mainstream, the more difficult it is to me to choose the right words. I didn't really like the album that Karin Park recorded with Last Mort, but what she does with her husband in Arabrot is, well, it's the kind of music that is difficult not to like. Audaciously feisty, but unique at the same time. It's a set of earworms, but not shallow. Often, almost always, if something catches my ear right away, I usually get bored very quickly. But here is completely different case. After the 20th listening, it still sticks in my head, just like after the first one. Okay, that would be it. Moreover, Polish metal bands Furia and Totenmesse released some really good stuff. Also, The Blessing Bell by Echoes of Yule is a hell of an album. Also, a video of review of this one appeared on the channel earlier in 2023. Well, quite rare. What else can I say? All the best in 2024. We'll see you soon in another regular review videos in a week or so. Thanks for watching and see you soon.